Hey everyone, good afternoon. It's Mr. Montgomery again, and today we are still doing some fun subtracting. Except today we get to be little artists and make a picture for a couple of reasons. One, because we're going to deal with kind of like story problems. And then two, it's going to help us so much. But even though this is what we're learning, if it's easier for you to do a number line, or to use a different method that we've learned already, that is fine. This is just another tool that you can put in your toolbox just in case you need it. Okay? So we're just going to dive right in because we've done stuff like this before. So this should be pretty easy for us. We've already done story problems where we had pictures already. We used pictures to help us by crossing out or by combining two pictures. We're very familiar with this. So let's just jump right in, and I'm going to give you guys a story problem. Now, I'm not going to write it down, but I will tell you one. So let's say that Alexia bought some fish from a fish store. She sees that there are 12 fish in a fish tank, and she buys 5 of them. How many are still in the tank? Oh, well, that sounds kind of tricky. We're going to draw a picture to help us. And you might be thinking, but Mr. Montgomery, fish are kind of tough to draw. And you're right, fish can be very tough to draw. But do we have to draw fish? No, we don't. We can actually draw any shape we want. That makes it easier for us. See, now I personally really like to draw circles because they're quick, they're easy, and fun to draw. So we said that there were 12 fish in a fish tank. So instead of using up all of our time trying to draw fish, let's just draw some circles. All right? So let's go ahead and make 12 circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Whew, that was a lot of circles. And then next, Alexia bought how many? Well, if you remember, she bought 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to count out 5 fish. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a box around them to show that they left the fish tank. They were taken out of the store, and Alexia brought them home and gave them a new home. So make sure you have 5 fish or circles put in a box by themselves. And now we got to figure out what kind of number sentence we're going to write, right? We need to figure this out because this is so important. We got to make sure we can write number sentences to figure these problems out. So, how many fish did we have to start with? Well, we had 12, and then 6 go away, right? So, are we going to add or subtract? We're going to subtract. So, in this circle here, we need to put a minus sign. Because when we subtract, we put a minus sign to show that we're taking something away. We're taking away these fish. They're going away to a new home at Alexia's house. And they're going to be happy and eat tons of fish food and have awesome, awesome fun. So, what number is going? We're taking these fish away. What number is going to go first? The 6 or the 12 that we drew? Well, if you remember our rule of subtraction, we have to put the whole number first, the total, which is 12. So 12 will go first because that is the total number of fish we started with. And we know that we are going to subtract because we just said that some fish left the fish tank. They're leaving. They're going bye-bye. And we need to know how many are left in the tank. Now, how many did we box up? Well, let's count them again in case we forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's going to be 12 minus 5. Now, there's a couple ways we can figure this out. Sometimes we use a number line and we count the jumps. Sometimes we draw a picture and cross them out. In this case, since we have two different sets of dots, we can just count the one set. So we're not going to count the ones that are boxed because they went away. We want to know how many are left, which would be, let me find a new color, which would be these guys right here. Okay, these fish are still in the tank. So what we're going to do is count them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 12 minus 5 is 7. Because that's how many fish were still in the tank. They're not the ones that went home with Alexia. So let's think of another story problem. And let's keep it fish, because fish are pretty fun. And we're learning about fish in reading right now. What a fun coincidence. So we're going to do the same thing, and let's just keep drawing circles because they're fun, they're easy, and they're not going to take up all of our time. So let's see. This time we will have Gladys. She will go to the fish store, and she's going to see, she's going to see 15 fish in a fish tank. Whoa. Let's draw 15 fish. Well, in our case, they're going to be circles. So let's go ahead and draw 15 circles. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my goodness. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Oh my gosh, that made me tired drawing all those circles. Okay, so we have 15 fish in a fish tank, and let's say Gladys wants to take home, man, 7 of them. She wants to take home 7 fish. Well, how would we start this off? Well, we know how many fish she's going to take home, so let's put them in a special fish box to go home. So 1, 2, 3, 4, not enough down here. Let's go up top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here we go. So these are going to be fish that go home with Gladys, and they have a lot of fun eating tons of food, and swim around all day, and have a fancy castle, and get to swim around, and I don't know, maybe they spook each other for fun. Who knows? So we had 15 fish, right? And some of them went away. But we need to figure out if we're going to add or subtract. Which one do you think we're going to do? We're going to subtract because some of these fish went away, they went bye-bye, they left the fish tank, they left the pet store, and went home with Gladys. So in this circle here, we're going to put are we going to put a plus sign? No way. We're going to put a minus sign because we're taking away, and when we take away from stuff, we have to put minus because we're subtracting. Okay. Now, the first number that we put in subtraction is it the part or the whole? Well, I'm really hoping that you're all saying it is the whole number. It is the big number of the fish that we started with in the first place, which was 15. So 15 fish is how many were in the fish tank. And then how many did Gladys take home again? Let's recount. So she took home 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it's going to be 15 minus 7. But now we have to figure out how many fish are left in this fish tank. How many? Oh my gosh, there's just so many fish still. But since we have this fancy picture that we drew, we can actually just count the circles that are left that are not in this red box, right? So let's go ahead and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we now know that 15 minus 7 is 8. So it wasn't too bad. But of course, this is just another tool that you guys can use if it's easy for you. You can always use the number line, or if there's already a picture, you can use out the crossing out the pictures. All right. So since we've finished these two front problems, let's open up our booklets and go inside to the next page. All right, I'll give you guys a couple more seconds to open up to the inside page, and so you can see number 1. All right, everyone should have number 1 open, and even though they kind of gave us the answers, let's walk through it to make sure we know what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you out loud. Make sure you follow along. A bird had 18 seeds. It ate 9 of them. How many seeds did the bird have left? Well, let's look over at the picture that they drew. So see, they just drew circles too. So they have 9 circles here. Okay, let me put a little blue box around so you know which ones I'm talking about. So you have 9 seeds here, right? Then you have 9 seeds here, which makes 18. Okay, so we have 18 seeds altogether. But the bird ate 9 of them. So we can just go whoosh, cross out the one whole set of seeds because there's 9. And we had 18, so we can put the 18 down. Trace that. And we know we're subtracting because he ate some and they went bye-bye, right? They're in his belly and they're having a good old time just in his belly getting digested. And how many of them did he eat? Well, he ate 9. And all we have to do now to find out how many he didn't eat is count the seeds that aren't crossed out. So we just count them, go saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we have 9. So 18 minus 9 equals 9. And if you remember some fancy fun math terms, this would be a doubles fact because 99 equals 18. So for number 1, they gave us a picture already. For number 2, you're going to have to draw your own picture, okay? I'm going to read it to you out loud, and then you're going to draw a picture in this box right here to help you make a sentence, okay? A bee landed on 7 flowers. Then it landed on 8 more flowers. How many flowers did the bee land on in all? So this one's actually going to be different, which is cool. So let's go back and circle everything that we heard. Ready? Everything that's important, make sure we circle it. A bee landed on 7 flowers. We just heard of something very important, which is the number 7. Then it landed on 8 more flowers. The number 8 is also important, and so is the word more. Hint, hint, hint. More is going to be important, so I'm just going to underline it. And how many flowers did the bee land on in all? In all is super duper important. Okay, I helped you guys figure out these very important things. Go ahead, I'll give you a quick minute to draw your pictures in this box to help you out. Then write a number sentence to help you figure it out. Okay? Go on ahead. All right. I'm hoping that was enough time, guys. I don't want to give too much time. I gave you a little extra few seconds because I know you have to draw. So let's go through this again. A bee landed on 7 flowers. Okay. So I'm going to draw 7 dots for flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But then a bee landed on 8 more flowers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But now we have to figure out how we're going to write this number sentence. First, let's figure out if we're going to add or subtract. We saw the words in all, right? They're right here, in all. Does that mean we're going to add and combine them, or are we going to subtract from a big number and take away? It means that we're going to add. So in this circle here, we're going to put a plus sign. A plus sign goes right in that circle to show that we're putting 2 parts together to make a big number. And also, we saw that the word more was in the story, which is very important also. That also means we're going to add. So, how many were in the first part for us to start adding? Well, there's 7. So we're going to write 7 first. And how many more did he land on afterwards? Well, he landed on 8. So it's going to be 7 plus 8. Now, of course, we can use a number line if we really like using a number line, or we can use this little tool that we're learning now and just count all the dots that we made. It's that easy, guys. So we know we have 7 here, so we can count on from 7. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So 7 plus 8 is 15. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, Mr. Montgomery, 7 plus 8 is a double plus 1 fact. And I knew that 7 plus 8 is 15. And that's fine. If you already know your addition facts very well, then you're good to go. You don't have to always draw a picture if you don't need to. This is just another tool for us to use if it helps. Oh, and also I forgot, we have to write how many flowers. Well, it was 15 flowers. So go ahead, guys, do the next page all on your own. If you're really confused, you can come sit on the carpet. Just kind of follow along to get a better understanding of things. If you're good to go, go ahead and just try the next page. Don't help each other, though, please. I need to know who understands it and who doesn't. And I'll talk to you all later. Have fun. All right?